Hey guys, it's Randall Yoshi bringing you another Roblox building tutorial on Wipeout. Today we will be doing prismatic constraint smack walls. Make sure to like the video and please hit the subscribe button. And yeah, let's get into this. Prismatic constraints are something that pushes something side to side. So as you can see, we have this wall just with a simple same size as the cylinder back here. Width and height wise, negative part inside this union. And then we have this smack wall, which is the only part over here that's unanchored. I've talked about how to prevent colliding with this thing in the last video, so make sure to check that out. And yeah, let's get into the pushing part. Okay, so we're gonna press Control D to duplicate it, and then we're gonna change this to a block. And I like to make it 1 by 1 by 1. You're going to anchor this block and put a prismatic constraint. The first attachment should be on the block. The second on the cylinder, the back of the block. Now we're going to weld these parts together using the weld constraint. And you can just highlight one of these parts and then hit the weld constraint. And then you'll just have to click the other part that you want to weld. And for some reason, this part is not working that well. But it should be fine for this tutorial. So we're going to make this invisible and non-collidable. We're going to go to the prismatic constraint. Make it a servo, which has a target position. Change its max force to infinity so that nothing can push it back. That's what the max force means. Speed to whatever you choose. I'll just do 5. Move these into the hole. Okay, so let's test it. It should work. Let's test that the prismatic constraint is working. Five. Okay, it's a little slow. Let's do 10 speed. Oh, it's not going back out. Okay, so I think the best idea is I forgot to put these both into collision group 2, which I've already set to this, as you can clearly see. So neither of them collide. And I'm going to make this speed like 20, because that's a really slow smack wall, unless it's just that. Okay, so if all's working, it should go like that and go back in if you hit 0. And yeah. So now we need something to activate in-game, because you're not able to access the workspace in-game without scripting it in, which is a lot more than you want to do. But first, let's name this part right here pushing servo, so that we can identify it when we're doing the script. First way is, of course, the touching one. In other words, an auto version of the script. So let's line it up towards about where it starts, just before the smack wall, just so that people don't lag out the thing and pass it. It can still happen, but we're gonna make this block nice and wide so that people can't really avoid the smack wall. We're gonna put a script in it. And here, I'm gonna tell you what to do. Script.parent.touch connect. So this is connecting to what's in the parentheses, which is the function. And then we're going to put the parameter, which is basically when it's touched, what's touching it. So we're going to call that other part. Or let's just call it part. Local human And then we're going to do local parent equals part dot parent local humanoid. A humanoid is something that only players and copies of players will have. So we're going to look for that. We're going to do parent find first child. And this is looking for the first child, which is basically what's inside of the thing that's called humanoid. And there's only one humanoid in each player, so if there's a humanoid in it, then script.parent, and you're going to want to do it this way, because if you group any of these parts, if you group both of these parts together, it'll still work with script.parent, but if you do it with game.workspace, then you'll have to add the name of the model. So script.parent, and so far that the first parent would be the part, the second parent would be the workspace. Then we're gonna allow it to find the child known as pushing servo dot prismatic constraint dot target position. We don't need to change the speed or the torque because this right here, unless you want to, you can always change the torque. I mean, not the torque, but the prismatic's velocity, the speed of it. If you want to, when it's coming back in, you can just copy this right here, and then add dot speed, and then change it to whatever number. But we're going to do target position equals 10. So that if the if then statement is true, then the target position of the prismatic constraint should push this out to there. And wait, and then you can put whatever amount of time you want for it to wait before it comes back in. Copy and paste this because it's a little faster, and then have it be 0. Don't forget to anchor this, make transparency 1 and turn off can collide. And you might want to make it so that people cannot jump around it, over it, or just go under it. It should work right now. As you can see, it goes out maybe a little too far for most people. So you can adjust that if you want. I'm just gonna adjust the speed on this and adjust this to about 5 so that it should push right there. And if somebody was happening to stand there, then they would be punished. And of course you can put a trip script in there, and I might make a video on explaining the trip script. But yeah, that's the touch time. Now let's do the click version. We're just gonna use a simple part, color it green, and just scale it to square because, yeah, makes sense. You can always make it whatever shape you want. Doesn't matter. Then you're gonna add a click detector so that the script can actually work. Now you add a script to the part. And this is going to do script.parent.click detector, and then mouse click when it's clicked with the left side. See, if you want the other mouse click, you can do that. But a general mouse click, like a left click, you just do mouse click, and then connect function, of course. In this case, we don't need a parameter because we don't have to do anything to the thing that's clicking it because parts cannot click buttons. So script.parent. Or we can just, if you can type this out, but you can always just copy and paste. And then, yeah, it's basically the same script, but yeah, you can spam it. Is the difference. So as you can see, this should work. So yeah, when I first click it, it'll go out, then it'll go back in. Then I can spam it like this, and it'll just continuously try to go out. And yeah, that's basically all for today. Make sure to like, subscribe, and have a nice day. Bye.